But before we go any further, let's answer this burning question. What does it mean to be a leader? Are we only talking about CEOs, politicians, or high-ranking officials? Nope, not at all. You see, we're all leaders in some respect. Whether you're a teacher inspiring young minds, a parent nurturing your children, a teammate pushing your peers to new heights, or simply someone who leads by example in your everyday life. Or as John Quincy Adams so eloquently said, if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. And let's face facts. The world needs better leaders, transformative leaders, wise and compassionate leaders. And we need them right now. Welcome to the Personal Mastery and Growth Podcast, where we explore the keys to unlocking your full potential and living your best life. I'm your host, Jose Johnson. Whether you're looking to make a breakthrough, overcome a challenge, or simply live with greater clarity, joy, and purpose, you'll find the tools and inspirations you need right here. So let's start your journey towards personal mastery and growth right now. Welcome back to the Personal Mastery and Growth Podcast, your go-to resource for practical tips, insightful research, and inspiring stories to help you unlock your full potential. I'm your host, Jose Johnson, and I'm an expert in the fields of mindfulness, mindset, and peak performance, and I am so excited to have you here with me today. And today, we're embarking on a journey, nay, a voyage, if you will, across the vast and often unpredictable seas of leadership. But fear not. We won't be drifting aimlessly, nor will we let the winds of uncertainty blow us off course. Instead, we'll be navigating with purpose, guided by what I like to call the 7 C's of leadership. But before we go any further, let's answer this burning question. What does it mean to be a leader? Are we only talking about CEOs, politicians, or high-ranking officials? Nope, not at all. You see, we're all leaders in some respect. Whether you're a teacher inspiring young minds, a parent nurturing your children, a teammate pushing your peers to new heights, or simply someone who leads by example in your everyday life. Or as John Quincy Adams so eloquently said, if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. And let's face facts. The world needs better leaders, transformative leaders, wise and compassionate leaders. And we need them right now. So in this episode, we'll break down the 7 C's of leadership, 7 essential qualities that every effective leader needs to embody. These aren't just qualities for those who hold positions of authority. They're the building blocks of leadership that apply to anyone who seeks to influence, inspire, and make a positive impact in the world. And that's because leadership is about more than just being in charge. It's about serving others, guiding with clarity, communicating effectively, being consistent, and having the courage to do what's right, even when it's not easy. So whether you're looking to improve your leadership at work, at home, or within your community, this episode is for you. By the end of our time together, you'll not only understand these 7 C's, but you'll also have practical insights on how to implement them in your own life. So ahoy there, matey. Let's hoist the sails and get started. Our first stop on this leadership voyage is perhaps the most critical: clarity. Clarity is like the compass that guides a ship through treacherous waters. Without it, even the most experienced captains can find themselves lost, adrift, and uncertain of which direction to take. But what exactly is clarity in the context of leadership? Well, clarity at its core is about having a clear understanding of your purpose, direction, and your role as a leader. It's about knowing not just where you're going, but also why you're going there and how you plan to get there. This sense of purpose and direction isn't just beneficial for you as a leader. It's absolutely vital for those that you lead. When a leader has clarity, it instills confidence and trust in their team, creating a sense of stability and direction that everyone can rally around. A research study conducted by Harvard Business Review found that leaders who exhibit high levels of clarity are significantly more effective in achieving their organizational goals. Now, the study highlighted the Clarity reduces ambiguity, which in turn minimizes the cognitive load on team members, allowing them to focus more on creative problem solving and execution rather than second guessing the leader's decisions. Clarity isn't just about where you're going. It's also about understanding your role as a leader. Are you the visionary, the strategist, the motivator, or perhaps all of the above? Being clear about your role not only helps you stay focused on your strengths, but also enables your team to know what to expect from you and where to seek guidance. But clarity doesn't stop with just you, the leader. It's equally important to ensure that those you lead also have clarity. When your team understands the vision and their role in achieving it, they're not just following orders. They're engaged, empowered, and aligned with the mission. Clarity also has a direct impact on decision making. When you're clear on your values, your missions, and your goals, the decisions you need to make become way easier. You're not second-guessing yourself or getting bogged down in indecision. Instead, you're able to bravely move forward, knowing that each decision you make is bringing you one step closer to your ultimate goal. For example, a study by McKinsey & Company found that organizations with clear strategic direction were 70% more likely to outperform their peers in terms of their financial performance. This is because clarity drives focus, and focus, well, it drives results. So when you know where you're going, you're better equipped to lead your team there. Yet clarity isn't always easy to achieve. It requires self-reflection and occasional adjustments. In the words of John Maxwell, the pessimist complains about the wind. The optimist expects it to change. The leader adjusts the sails. And adjusting the sails both requires and creates clarity. Clarity of purpose, clarity of direction, and clarity of action. So remember, clarity is not a one-time achievement. It's a continuous process of refining your vision, aligning your team, and adjusting your course as needed. With clarity at the helm, your leadership journey is far more likely to be a smooth and successful one. All right, now that we've set our course with clarity, it's time to focus on the second C of leadership, communication. Just as a ship's crew relies on clear and precise communication to navigate through rough seas, a leader must ensure that their message is not just heard, but understood by everyone on board. Communication is the lifeblood of leadership. It's the bridge that connects your vision with your team's actions. Without effective communication, even the most brilliant ideas can fall flat, and the most motivated teams can lose their way. The importance of the relationship between clarity and communication is perfectly captured by General Colin Powell, who said, "Great leaders are always great simplifiers who can cut through argument, debate, and doubt to offer a solution that everybody can understand." Clarity simplifies the complex, bringing everyone on board with a unified understanding of the mission. But that clarity is useless if we can't effectively communicate it to others. But communication in leadership is more than just about talking. It's about listening, understanding, and responding. A study published in the Leadership Quarterly found that leaders who practice active listening and open dialogue are significantly more likely to foster trust and collaboration with their teams. This trust, in turn, leads to higher levels of engagement, creativity, and overall team performance. Effective communication also means being transparent and honest. As leaders, we sometimes face the temptation to withhold information or sugarcoat the truth to avoid difficult conversations. However, this can backfire, leading to mistrust and confusion. Research from the Journal of Management highlights that transparency in leadership is directly linked to employee satisfaction and organizational commitment. When team members know what's going on, they're more likely to feel valued, respected, and aligned with the organization's goals. Now, on top of that, communication is not just a one-way street. It's a dynamic, ongoing conversation between you and your team. This means creating opportunities for feedback, encouraging open discussions, and being receptive to new ideas. When you listen as much as you speak, you create a culture of respect and continuous improvement. A great example of this is Howard Schultz, the former CEO of Starbucks, who is known for his open door policy and commitment to listening to employees at all levels of the company. Schultz's leadership style, which emphasized transparent communication and active listening, played a role in Starbucks' growth and success. He believed that every voice mattered and that listening to those voices was key to staying connected with the company's mission and values. So in practical terms, enhancing communication as a leader involves a few key practices. First, actively listening. Make a conscious effort to listen to your team members, not just to respond, but to truly understand their perspectives. Next, be transparent. Share information openly and honestly. Transparency builds trust and keeps everyone on the same page. Third, encourage feedback. Foster an environment where team members feel comfortable sharing their thoughts and ideas. This not only improves communication, but also leads to better decision-making and innovation. As we continue our leadership journey, remember that communication is the tool that keeps your ship steady and your crew aligned. It's not just about what you say, but how you say it, and perhaps more important, how well you listen. All right, as we continue our exploration of the 7 C's of leadership, let's set our sights on a principle that might seem simple, but it's often the most challenging to maintain: consistency. Consistency is a steady hand on the wheel, ensuring that your leadership remains reliable and predictable, even in the face of changing circumstances. Just as a ship must maintain a consistent course to reach its destination, a leader must demonstrate consistency in their actions, decisions, communications, and values. Consistency is crucial for building trust within your team. A study published in the Harvard Business Review found that leaders who demonstrate consistent behavior, particularly in their communication and decision-making, are more likely to foster trust and loyalty among their employees. Trust, as we all know, is the foundation of any successful team, and it's hard to build or maintain trust if your team can't rely on you to be consistent. Keep in mind that consistency is not just about what you do, it's also about what you don't do. It's about avoiding the temptation to waver in the face of challenges or to change directions without clear reasoning. So, for example, if you consistently avoid difficult conversations or fail to follow through on commitments, that sends a message to your team that might not be the best one for maintaining morale. As a leader, your actions or inactions set the tone for the entire organization. When you remain consistent, especially during tough times, you send a powerful message to your team that you believe in the vision and the plan you've laid out. This, in turn, inspires them to stay the course, even when the going gets tough. But consistency isn't just about being dependable. It's also about reinforcing your vision and values through repeated actions. When you consistently demonstrate the principles you stand for, you send a powerful message to your team about what matters most. This aligns everyone's efforts and helps to cultivate a unified organizational culture. As the old saying goes, actions speak louder than words, and in leadership, it's the consistent actions that speak the loudest. However, consistency doesn't mean rigidity. It's important to maintain flexibility and adaptability, especially in dynamic environments. But even when change is necessary, a consistent leader will communicate the reasons behind the change clearly and align the new direction with the core values and missions of the organization. This approach ensures that even in times of transition, the team feels grounded and understands the continuity of purpose. Another aspect of consistency is in setting and maintaining standards. When a leader consistently holds themselves and their team to high standards, it fosters a culture of excellence. It's this commitment to consistent action that sets high-performing teams apart from the rest. However, it's equally important for leaders to be consistent in recognizing and rewarding their team's efforts, ensuring that positive behaviors are reinforced and celebrated. So here are 4 key practices for consistent leadership. Number 1, set clear expectations. Ensure that your team understands what's expected of them and why it matters. Consistency starts with clear and communicated expectations. 2, lead by example. Demonstrate the behaviors that you expect from your team. Your consistent actions set the standards for others to follow. 3, be fair and transparent. Apply the same principles in decision-making processes in similar situations. This reinforces trust and fairness within your team. 4, celebrate consistency. Recognize and reward consistent effort and results. This not only reinforces desired behaviors, but it also motivates your team to maintain high standards. As we continue our leadership journey, remember that consistency is the anchor that keeps your leadership grounded. It's the steady rhythm that allows your team to thrive, even when the seas get rough. Next, let's turn our attention to another cornerstone of effective leadership, commitment. If consistency is the steady hand on the wheel, then commitment is the engine that drives the ship forward, no matter how turbulent the waters may be. Commitment in leadership is about more than just showing up. It's about dedicating yourself fully to your vision, your team, and the journey that lies ahead of you. It's the unwavering resolve to see things through, even when the path is difficult and the outcome uncertain. As Tony Robbins once said, the only limit to your impact is your imagination and commitment. To lead yourself and others to greatness requires deep commitment, not just to your goals, but also to the growth and well-being of those you lead. Research supports the critical role of commitment in leadership. A study published in the Journal of Applied Psychology found that leaders who demonstrate high levels of commitment to their team and organization significantly boost employee engagement and reduce turnover rates. When a leader is visibly committed, it sends a powerful message to the team that their work is meaningful and that their contributions are valued. This in turn fosters a strong sense of loyalty and dedication among team members. Now, a powerful example of commitment and leadership is that of Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison for his fight against apartheid. Now, despite the personal costs, Mandela remained unwavering in his commitment to justice and equality, emerging from prison with a vision to unite South Africa rather than to seek revenge. His steadfast commitment not only transformed a nation, but also inspired millions around the world. But commitment isn't just about the big moments or major decisions. It's about showing up every day, ready to give your best, even when no one is watching. It's about being fully present in meetings, following through on promises, and continuously striving to improve both yourself and your organization. This kind of day-to-day commitment creates a ripple effect, encouraging your team to adopt the same level of dedication. Commitment also means being there for your team, especially during tough times. It's easy to be committed when everything is going well, but true leadership is tested when challenges arise. During such times, your commitment is what will keep your team motivated and focused. They need to know that you're in it for the long haul, that you won't abandon ship when the waters get tough. All right, so here are 5 key practices to help you cultivate and sustain commitment in your leadership. First, lead with purpose. Continuously remind yourself and your team of the why behind your work. Purpose-driven leadership fuels commitment and keeps you and your team motivated. 2, be present. Show up fully in every interaction, whether it's a team meeting or a one-on-one conversation. Your presence demonstrates your commitment to your team's success. 3, follow through. Always follow through on your promises and commitments. This builds trust and reinforces your reliability as a leader. 4, become more resilient. Show your team that you're willing to stay the course, even when things get tough. Your resilience will encourage them to persevere as well. And finally, make sacrifices. Be willing to put in the extra effort and make personal sacrifices when necessary to achieve the collective goals. So as we continue our leadership journey, let commitment be the driving force that propels your team forward. It's the deep-rooted determination that ensures you and your team will reach your destination no matter what obstacles lie in your path. All right, as we continue our journey through the 7 C's of leadership, we now approach a quality that is too often overlooked, but is absolutely vital: compassion. While leadership is typically associated with strength, decisiveness, and strategic thinking, compassion is what humanizes these qualities and makes a leader truly effective. Compassion in leadership goes beyond simply caring for your team. It's about understanding their needs, recognizing their challenges, and taking meaningful action to support them. It's the ability to put yourself in their shoes, to see the world from their perspective, and to respond in ways that foster growth, trust, and loyalty. As Simon Sinek wisely put it, leadership is not about being in charge. It's about taking care of those in your charge. Research has shown that compassionate leadership is not just a nice-to-have quality. It's a crucial driver of success. A study conducted by the Center for Creative Leadership found that leaders who demonstrate high levels of compassion create more positive work environments, which in turn lead to higher levels of employee engagement, increased productivity, and reduced turnover. That's because compassion builds strong, trusting relationships, which are the foundation of any successful team. Compassionate leaders are those who lead with both their hearts and their minds. They understand that while results and performance are important, the well-being of their team members is equally critical. This means being attuned to the emotional and psychological needs of your team, offering support when needed, and fostering a culture where people feel valued, respected, and cared for. Compassion in leadership isn't just about grand gestures. It's about the small, everyday actions that show your team that you care. Now, this could be as simple as checking in with a team member who seems overwhelmed, offering flexibility during difficult times, or recognizing and celebrating personal milestones. These actions, though seemingly small, can have a profound impact on your team's morale and motivation. But here's the deal. Compassion in leadership is not just about being nice or soft. It's about balancing empathy with accountability. A compassionate leader understands that while it's important to support and care for their team, it's equally important to maintain high standards and encourage growth. This balance creates an environment where team members feel valued and supported, yet also challenged to reach their full potential. Compassion in leadership also means being kind to yourself. As leaders, we often place immense pressure on ourselves to be perfect, to always have the answers, and to never show weakness. However, self-compassion is equally important. It allows you to acknowledge your own limitations, to seek help when you need it, and to recover from setbacks with resilience. By showing yourself the same compassion you extend to others, you model a healthy balance of strength and vulnerability for your team. All right, so here are 6 key practices to help you lead with compassion. And let's start with our old friend. Practice active listening. Truly listen to your team members, not just to their words, but to the emotions behind them. Show that you care by giving them your full attention and responding with empathy. Next, be available and approachable. Make yourself available to your team members and create an open door policy where they feel comfortable coming to you with their concerns. Your accessibility shows that you are there to support them. Third, take action to help. Compassion is not just about feeling empathy. It's about taking steps to help those in need. Whether it's offering support during a difficult time or helping a team member grow professionally, your actions speak louder than words. Number 4 is encouraging work-life balance. Recognize the importance of work-life balance and encourage your team to prioritize their well-being. This could mean offering flexible working arrangements or simply encouraging them to take time off when needed. And remember to lead by example by prioritizing your own self-care. Number 5, be inclusive. Foster an environment where everyone feels valued and included, regardless of their background or circumstances. This promotes a sense of belonging and strengthens team cohesion. And finally, celebrate successes. Take the time to acknowledge and celebrate both individual and team accomplishments. This shows that you recognize and appreciate the hard work and the contributions of your team. Compassionate leadership is not a sign of weakness. It's a powerful tool that can drive your team to achieve greater heights. By leading with compassion, you create an environment where people feel safe, supported, and motivated to give their best. All right, as we continue our journey through the 7 C's of leadership, we arrive at a principle that serves as the glue holding all the others together: congruence. In leadership, congruence is the alignment between your personal values, beliefs, and actions with the mission, vision, and values of your organization. It's about walking the talk and ensuring that what you do is consistent with what you say and what you believe. Congruence is the bedrock of trust. When your words and actions are in alignment, your team knows that they can rely on you. There's no dissonance, no hidden agendas, just a clear and consistent demonstration of what you stand for. This alignment creates a powerful sense of integrity and credibility, which are essential for effective leadership. But congruence goes well beyond just being honest or ethical. It's about ensuring that every decision you make, every action you take, and every word you speak is a reflection of your core values. When there's congruence between who you are and what you do, you not only build trust, but you create a powerful sense of purpose and direction for your team. Congruence also means aligning your leadership with the mission and the values of your organization. Now, this alignment ensures that your team is not only following you because of your title, but also because they believe in the same principles that guide your actions. When there's a strong alignment between personal and organizational values, it creates a unified force that drives the organization forward with clarity and purpose. Consider the leadership of Patagonia's founder, Yuval Chouinard. Chouinard's personal commitment to environmental sustainability is perfectly aligned with Patagonia's mission to protect the planet. Now, this congruence between his values and the company's actions has not only built a strong, loyal customer base, but also inspired a culture of environmental activism within the organization. Chouinard's leadership is a prime example of how congruence can drive both business success and social impact. Achieving congruence in leadership requires continuous self-reflection and willingness to stand by your principles, even when it's difficult. It means being clear about your values and consistently checking to ensure that your actions align with those values. Now, this might involve making tough decisions, such as walking away from a profitable opportunity that conflicts with your ethical standards, or standing up for what you believe in, even if it's unpopular. However, congruence is not just about adhering to one's values in isolation. It's also about being adaptable and responsive to the needs of the moment while staying true to your core principles. This means that while your values remain constant, your strategies and tactics may need to evolve in response to changing circumstances. The key is to ensure that any changes or adaptations are still in alignment with your core values and do not compromise your integrity. So here are 5 practical steps to improve your congruence as a leader. First, clarify your values. Take the time to identify your core values and understand how they align with your organization's mission. This clarity is the foundation of congruent leadership. 2, live your values. Ensure that your actions, decisions, and communication consistently reflect your values. Be the example you want to see in your team. 3, self-reflection. Regularly reflect on your leadership practices to ensure they remain aligned with your values. This might involve seeking feedback from trusted colleagues, consultants, or mentors. 4, align with organizational values. Make sure that your personal values align with the missions and values of your organization. This alignment strengthens your leadership and enhances your team's commitment to the shared goals. And 5, make values-based decisions. When faced with tough choices, let your values guide you. Prioritize long-term integrity over short-term gains, and stay true to what you believe in. So as we continue on our leadership journey, remember that congruence is what grounds you. It's the alignment of your inner compass with your external actions that allows you to lead with authenticity, build trust, and inspire your team to achieve greatness. All right, as we come to the final leg of our journey through the 7 C's of leadership, we arrive at a principle that is both the foundation and the culmination of all the others: courage. Courage is the quality that enables leaders to face challenges head on, make those tough decisions, and stand by their convictions, even when the seas get rough. Courage in leadership isn't about the absence of fear. It's about taking action in the face of fear. It's about having the strength to do what's right, even when it's not the easiest or most popular choice. As John F. Kennedy once said, leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. Courageous leaders are those who are willing to learn, adapt, and grow, even when it requires stepping out of their comfort zone. Courage is essential for several reasons. First, it's what allows leaders to take risks and make bold decisions that drive innovation and progress. In a world that is constantly changing, leaders must be willing to venture into the unknown, to take calculated risks, and to challenge the status quo. This kind of courage is what leads to breakthroughs, whether it's in business, social movements, or personal growth. Second, courage is required to admit when you're wrong and to make course corrections when necessary. Leadership is not about always being right. It's about being willing to acknowledge mistakes, learn from them, and move forward with greater wisdom. A study published in the Journal of Leadership and Organizational Studies found that leaders who demonstrate humility and the courage to admit their mistakes are more likely to build trust and credibility with their teams. Now, this openness creates a culture where learning and growth are valued, leading to continuous improvements and innovations. Another aspect of courage in leadership is the ability to speak the truth, even when it's difficult. This means being honest with your team, your superiors, and yourself, even when the truth is uncomfortable. Courageous leaders don't shy away from difficult conversations or tough feedback. They embrace them as opportunities to build stronger, more authentic relationships. Consider the example of Rosa Parks, whose courageous act of refusing to give up her seat on a segregated bus became a pivotal moment in the civil rights movement. Her courage in the face of injustice not only sparked a movement, but also inspired countless others to stand up for what is right. Rosa Parks didn't have a title or a position of power, but her courage made her a leader whose impact is still felt today. But courage isn't just about grand heroic acts. It's also about the everyday decisions that require you to stand firm in your values, even when it's easier to compromise. It's about having the courage to hold yourself and others accountable, to push for excellence, and to stay true to your vision, even when the path is uncertain. Courage is also about being vulnerable as a leader. It's about being honest with yourself and others about your limitations and your challenges. This kind of vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to your authenticity and strength as a leader. When you're willing to show your humanity, you create a space where others feel safe to do the same, fostering a culture of openness, trust, and mutual support. So here are 5 ways that you could become a more courageous leader. First, face challenges head on. Don't shy away from difficult situations or decisions. Approach them with a mindset of growth and learning. 2, take calculated risks. Be willing to step out of your comfort zone and take risks that align with your values and visions. Third, admit your mistakes. Have the courage to acknowledge when you're wrong and take responsibility. This builds trust and fosters a culture of continuous improvement. 4, speak the truth. Be honest and transparent in your communication, even when it's difficult. This honesty builds credibility and strengthens relationships. And 5, stand by your convictions. Stay true to your values and principles, even when it's challenging. Let your integrity guide your decisions and your actions. Remember that courage is the force that drives you to lead with integrity, authenticity, and a commitment to excellence. It's the quality that empowers you to face challenges, take risks, and inspires others to do the same. With courage at the helm, you can navigate the most turbulent waters and lead your team to success. All right, as we reach the end of our journey through the 7 C's of leadership, it's time to reflect on how these principles come together to form the foundation of effective leadership. Each of the C's, clarity, communication, consistency, commitment, compassion, congruence, and courage, represent a vital aspect of leadership. But it's when they're all woven together that they create the fabric of a truly transformational leader. Think of these 7 C's as the sails of a ship. Individually, each sail plays an important role. But it's when they work together, catching the wind in unison, that they propel the ship forward. Similarly, when you embody these principles as a leader, you create momentum, direction, and purpose that drive your team toward success. Clarity gives you and your team a clear sense of purpose and direction. It's the compass that ensures everyone is aligned and moving towards the same direction. Without clarity, it's easy to drift off course, but with it, you can navigate even the most challenging waters with confidence. Communication is the bridge that connects your vision with the actions of your team. It's how you ensure that your message is understood, that your team feels engaged, and that everyone is working together towards a common goal. Communication is not just about speaking, it's about listening, understanding, and responding in ways that build trust and collaboration. Consistency is what builds trust over time. It's a steady rhythm that your team can rely on, knowing that you will uphold the same values, standards, and expectations no matter the circumstances. Consistency creates a sense of stability and reliability, which are crucial for fostering a strong and cohesive team culture. Commitment is the driving force that keeps you and your team moving forward, even when the going gets tough. It's the deep-rooted determination to see things through, to stay focused on your goals, and to inspire your team to give their best effort, day in and day out. Commitment is what turns vision into reality. Compassion is the heart of leadership. It's what makes you more than just a boss. It makes you a leader who genuinely cares about the well-being of your team. Compassionate leadership fosters a positive, supportive work environment where people feel valued and motivated to contribute their best. Congruence is about walking the talk. It's the alignment between your values, beliefs, and actions, and it's what builds your credibility and integrity as a leader. When you lead with congruence, your team knows that they can trust you because your actions consistently reflect your principles. And finally, courage is the quality that holds everything together. It's the strength to take risks, to stand by your convictions, and to lead with integrity even when it's difficult. Courage is what empowers you to face challenges head on, to admit mistakes, and to make the tough decisions that are necessary for growth and progress. These 7 C's are not just standalone qualities, they're interdependent. They reinforce and amplify one another, creating a leadership style that's both effective and sustainable. For example, without clarity, communication becomes confusing and inconsistent. Without courage, commitment may waver in the face of challenges. And without compassion, congruence can feel rigid and unyielding. When you integrate these 7 C's into your leadership, you don't just lead, you inspire. You create a leadership legacy that is built on trust, integrity, and a deep commitment to making a positive impact on your team, your organization, and your world. Leadership is a journey, not a destination. It's about continually refining these qualities, learning from your experiences, and growing into the leader you aspire to be. The 7 C's provide a framework, but it's your unique combination of these qualities that will define your leadership style. So as you reflect on the 7 C's, think about where you are in your leadership journey. Which of these qualities are your strengths? And which areas might need a little more attention? How can you integrate these principles more fully into your daily leadership practices? Remember, leadership is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about striving to be the best leader you can be for yourself, for your team, and the mission that you've committed to. So in closing, I encourage you to embrace the 7 C's of leadership as a guiding principle that will help you navigate the challenges and opportunities that come your way. Lead with clarity. Communicate with purpose. Be consistent in your actions. Commit fully to your vision. Show your compassion to those you lead. Live in congruence with your values and have the courage to take bold steps forward. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the 7 C's of leadership. I hope this exploration has provided you with valuable insights and practical tools to enhance your leadership and your life. Remember, while the C's may be unpredictable, with the right sails, you can steer your ship towards success. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover in future episodes, please drop them in the comments. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember, it is what it is, but it becomes what you make it. So make it great. Thanks for tuning in. Before we wrap up, I just want to remind you that the information shared in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute for professional advice or treatment. While the content of this podcast is based on research and personal experience, everyone's situation is unique, and the advice given may not be applicable to all. Always consult a qualified professional before making significant changes in your life. The Personal Mastery and Growth podcast is recorded at the So Good Media Studios, located in the Candy Factory, a co-working space in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.